For this week's book set, the Booktique Set 4, my feature text was The Absolute True Diary of a Part-Time Indian by Sherman Alexie and illustrated by Ellen Forney. I said this book was a multicultural historical fiction, and it's a novel, but what I that it's exceptional about this book is it's a graphic novel. And I think this is a perfect book for middle school students, especially those boys who are resistant readers. I had a lot of fun. It's about a boy growing up in Washington who's going to a private school. His name is Junior, and dealing with um, the clash of cultures because of his background, his cultural background, being an Indian, trying to fit in at school. It's a coming of age story. Very funny. Very. There was I was rolling over several times with side stitch laughter. I said that I would use this book in literature, especially in literature circles. Ultimately, I would ask students to consider what makes them different, how they would describe themselves, see if there's a place in their lives that they see kind of there's a conflict, and it's okay, to explain to our students that it's okay to have a dualism of identity. I know when I go home, I I participate in different activities than I do here when I'm in college and I'm at school. So kind of explaining that to students, ask them if their customs between school and home are different with the rest of the community in their home, their friend life in school and friends in school and out of school. Um, the boy in the book, Junior, creates a picture illustrating this dual identity, and I would ask my students to do the same. So, oh dear. In this artifact, the beautifully drawn left-hand picture shows Junior and what it's like to, be an Indian kid versus what is expected at a kind of his school. The right picture, oh boy, is the artifact that I drew for myself about what it's like being here at school and what I grew up with on the left-hand side at home and kind of what I identify with also. And I see this kind of dual identity going on. So if anybody wants to really look at what I put, please, I'm not telling you to pause it, but if you'd like to read um, these descriptions of both Junior and mine, you may pause the video. I This part I'm really excited about. I would use literature circles, obviously, to have the students discuss about this diversity, what they're finding, what they're taking from the book. But I would find a school, I would collaborate with another teacher and with this cooperating school that has a different demographic background than my own. Um, we would split students up into small groups and then put them together through Skype. So the students from different backgrounds, obviously within our own classroom, but also from a different state, maybe on the other side of the country, can discuss kind of the overarching theme of what this book is about, and it's about coming of age, um, worlds colliding, and hopefully through Skype literature circles, especially with this book, students will learn empathy, social awareness, diversity, and they would possibly make friends on the other side of the country who they would not otherwise know. The link at the bottom is actually to a school that is trying to promote this right now. It's about teachers who are trying to use Skype in literature circles. So if you want to pause and jot that link down, I'm sorry, it's not something that you can just click. Then the other four texts that I would use, again, following the lines of diversity, other cultures, coming of age stories, would be Chains by Lori Halse. It's a historical fiction. Um, Under the Blood Red Sun, which I actually really appreciated. I was born in Hawaii, and it's about a Japanese and young American boy back during Pearl Harbor. phenomenal book. So I said this was a multicultural historical fiction. Esperanza Rising, multicultural historical fiction, and then Because of Winn-Dixie, realistic fiction. And I always run into this problem. I find so many books that I just want to share. Here are some books that I would really think that overlap with this theme for the week, and I highly suggest everyone read these, especially at the end, Red Scarf Girl. Um, Very motivating book. Love them all, and I look forward to next week.